Hey collectors, welcome to Star Wars Collected. I'm Jonathan. It's been about a month since my last collectibles haul video, so I want to give you guys an update of all the things I've added to my collection here since the last video. Those of you who have watched my channel before know that I'm primarily a helmet and one-to-one collectibles collector, although you can see that I have quite a few statues as well, but that's kind of where my heart is. So we're adding another bucket today. This is a Commander Cody bucket. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I actually already have a Commander Cody, and it's a pretty good one. What I'm thinking with this one though, is I think I'm going to do Captain Vaughn. I think it's really basically the same helmet. I know that there are sort of these sunburst lines on here that I think are unique to Commander Cody, but I think if I were to bondo those in and seal those up, that what I have here is a Captain Vaughn helmet. We have a visor for it as well, so we'll be able to add that. And then we've got all kinds of greeblies and goodies in here. Antennas, the little, I don't know, it kind of looks like an old web camera that goes up here. There's even some stripes in here to get that done. So, you know, Captain Vaughn was not one that like spoke really strongly to me when he first came out, but the more I see other people doing it and adding that to the collection, it looks really, really cool on someone's shelf. And I think it'll look really, really cool next to my 332nd Clone Trooper helmet that I've made in the past. So this will someday be a Captain Vaughn helmet. And I picked this guy up off of eBay for very little, especially for a nice casting like this. Probably the cheapest I've ever seen a Commander Cody helmet going for. And as of posting it right now, there's actually another one listed. So if you're very interested in this, go to eBay, see if you can find one for yourself. If you've watched some of my previous videos, you know that I have a 3D printer. I just got a Ender 5 Plus and I've been starting to make some helmets with that. So while I didn't purchase the next thing from anybody, it is a helmet that I printed myself and is one that I don't see very often. Give you guys a moment. Do you know which one it is? So this is the Ursa Wren helmet. You know, we see that character at least in Rebels and then in the Clone Wars as well. She fights with Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars season 7. And then of course Ursa Wren, you know, is Sabine Wren's mom in Rebels. So, you know, I'm a big Mandalorian fan, like I'm sure a lot of you guys are. This still has a couple support structure pieces that I need to take out, but I love the little spikes on top, the little, I don't know, owl ears to it. And I think this is gonna look really awesome on my shelf next to Sabine Wren. So very excited to get this one finished. Of course, with all 3D printed helmets, it takes a little bit of extra time than working on a cast resin, but if you can print it yourself at home for a fraction of the cost as buying a mold, that is a fantastic way to build helmets. So I highly recommend it. We're gonna pivot away from helmets for a moment and we're gonna talk about weaponry. This is my ObiWan Kenobi lightsaber that I've had for a while. It is made out of machined aluminum, and you know, overall it is a pretty good piece. However, I've always found it to be large. It's larger than I think any of my other lightsabers. It's just kind of like the scale is off. So I decided I would go ahead and pick up the Galaxy's Edge ObiWan Kenobi lightsaber. This I picked up off of eBay once more. I do have a Disney trip planned eventually, sometime, probably next year in line with Celebration, but it's going to be kind of a pain to transport all the goodies back that I want. So if I can find them on eBay for a reasonable price, I kind of break even by the time I figure out that I'd be shipping them. So this is the ObiWan Kenobi version of the lightsaber from Disney's Galaxy's Edge. You can see that there are quite a few similarities between the two, although scale, like I said, is sort of what was bothering me about this one. And this other one seems to be much more in line with the proper scale. For those of you who already maybe have some of these lightsabers, you know that they can actually be a really nice value. It's sort of a nice way to be able to add lightsabers. Are they, you know, master replica, you know, quality? No. And one thing that actually really bothers me about this Galaxy's Edge one is that they decided to put a switch here instead of anywhere else on the hilt. That irritates me to no end. And those of you who have seen the new Leia lightsaber and the new Rey lightsaber also know that they put the switch in the worst possible spot. So I wish the designers at Disney would just not do that, because these are fantastic, I think relatively inexpensive for what they are, pieces, a great way to add to your collection. So overall I'm pleased with it, but this darn switch should go. Next thing we're gonna look at came from the USPS here. I actually haven't opened this yet, so hopefully it's not, you know, full of spiders or something weird. We will go ahead and just cut right into it and show you guys what we have here. Looks like someone included a nice handwritten note. Thank you for your purchase. I hope you enjoy this as much as we have. Brandy. Oh my gosh, Brandy. We'll see if I will or not. This is the oh so famous Chewbacca mask. I just showed my wife this video not 3 weeks ago when we were out on a little date night, and it is still one of my favorite videos online of just seeing someone expressing pure joy. I don't know if the batteries are in this one right now. It doesn't appear to, unless there's a on and off switch that I am not aware of. So this is a super random thing for me to have in my collection. I can tell you that it is not for display. Hopefully it is to steal the electronics out of it. It makes a pretty good roar sound when there's batteries in it, and I might, just might, be using that for an upcoming project. So stay tuned to the channel to find out more about that. Now this channel is Star Wars Collected. It's not just about the individual pieces that I have in my collection that are coming out, things that I wish were coming out, but it is about collecting and collections in general. And part of that is displaying your collection. You know, it doesn't do you really any good to, you know, buy something and, in my opinion, keep it in a box in a closet and not have it out there displayed where you can enjoy it. And displaying things is one of the key parts of enjoying your collection for me. So what I have here is nothing real exciting, but these are a bunch of new lights from IKEA. This is from the Dioder collection. These I think are all RGB based, so I'll be able to change the colors on these. I have a whole collection of clacks back there, detals, excuse me, and they all have their own lights in there. And I have actually purchased 2 new ones, which are set up currently behind the camera. At some point I will build those. I'll show you how I run the lights inside of them. And these dioders are going to be a key part of getting that all set up and looking like a great new display piece. I think part of being a collector comes with being a nerd. You know, you become obsessive about something, you want to know a lot about something, and of course, when it comes to something like liking Star Wars, one of the few ways you can experience it outside of watching the movies is collecting things from it. So I want to harness that power. And speaking of power, this is a power droid, or as we often call it, a gonk droid. On the bottom here, it says Heaton Art Power Droid 2018. I cannot find any information on what Heaton Art Power Droid 2018 comes from, what it means. This appears to be a resin cast piece. It seems to be about 1/6 scale. It has some weight to it, but it's quite nice. You know, the paint job on something like this is going to be simple, but whoever painted it did a really nice job with it. So if any of you collectors out there know who Heaton Art could be, in relation to perhaps producing some sort of power droid at some point, I would love to know about it. But I picked this guy up for a song on eBay. I was shocked. You know, this is in the scale with, you know, Sideshow and Hot Toys pieces, and even Hasbro versions of, you know, R2-D2 or Wicked or something like that go for more than what I paid for this guy. So this was a really cool find. I'm happy to have such kind of a geeky, nerdy part of Star Wars in here, something that just walks around and says gonk. It's so Star Wars to have something like this in your collection. Collectors, this is my June haul for this year. Go ahead and hop down in the comments. Let me know which of these items that I have here would you be most excited to add to your collection. There are 2 other items that have not come in yet. One is in transit. The guy right now is at Galaxy's Edge with his family, so we're definitely going to forgive him. He'll get that to me when he gets it to me. And there is one other item out there that I haven't shown you yet, but I will be showing you in a future video, and there may be a clue or 2 in this one about what that might be. Collectors, if you like videos like this, be sure to give me a like, and if you want to follow along, subscribe. There's videos here all the time. See ya.